only supreme leader, Kim Jong. This is North Korea, a home and a kingdom, a place of intrigue. Throughout its existence, this country has been the greatest thorn in the effort to prohibit nuclear weapons. It is famous for being a troublemaker, and it has caused more anger and frustration, especially in 2022. One may ask, why? Because 2022 North Korea launched over 40 ballistic missiles from more than 20 different testing locations. 11 months 40 missiles. This is a new record in itself. We have not seen such aggressive in the past. We have not seen so many missiles tests in the past. The question is what explains this, and how did North Korea even manage to conduct so many tests? And I said that because everybody knows North Korea is one of the poorest countries in the world. The statistics speak for itself. Almost 60% of North Koreans lives in poverty, and more than 40% of North Koreans are undernourished. The country's GDP is about $30 billion. And that is only 2.6% compares to Neighbour South Korea's GDP in terms of GDP per capita. They are ranked 197th in the world, with the average North Korean earning just $2,300 annually. So my question is, how does a country that is struggling to make ends meet manage to launch ballistic missiles left, right, and center? Where do they get the money from? Who or what funds North Korea missiles programs? If you've not subscribed yet, please hit the subscription button, or I will send my cat to you to bite your hand. Back to the main issue. On the 6th of January this year, North Korea test-fired a hypersonic missile, the first major weapon tested by the country in 2022. On the 10th of January came the second test. North Korea tested another ballistic missile and promised another excessive test in the future. And what followed was a spate of missiles tests. January 26th, 2 long-range cruise missiles were launched. January 30th, Hwasong-12 IRBM was launched. 27th of February, a ballistic missile was launched towards the East Sea. March 5th, Hwasong-17 ICBM system was test-fired. 24th of March, the fourth successful ICBM's test was conducted, and it did not end there. In April, in May, in June, in August, in September, in October, in November, almost every month, Kim Jong keeps sending a new missile up in the sky. Here are my two questions. Why do they conduct so many tests, and how did he manage to pull them off? Why North Korea on a missile testing again and again? Because North Korea wants to be known as nuclear weapon country, and their fear is they are missing out. In 2020, North Korea kept quiet mainly due to the pandemic. 2 years on, they are eager to make sure their weapons are still working, especially now during a period of heightened global conflict. Kim Jong wants to remind the world that it should not be ignored that a nuclear program is still alive and powerful. Let's call it an attention-seeking tactic on the West. The war in Ukraine, Kim Jong do not want to be left out. It wants to keep the pressure on the US and allies and extract diplomatic concessions in return.
We had to get out of the way really quickly because the Russians can locate where the artillery was fired from. So we have to move away before they return fire.
The second question is, where is it getting the money from? Here are some sources. The most fascinating one is stolen cryptocurrency. According to UN report, North Korea is using stolen crypto to fund its dangerous missile program. Some investigation shows that between 2020 mid to 2021, North Korean cyber attack has stolen more than $50 million worth of digital assets, and that is just one estimate. Another report saying that in 2021, North Korean cyber attack could have made over $400 million worth of digital assets. Yet your estimate saying that in the month of March this year, North Korea allegedly hacked an online game of $620 million worth of crypto. In 2019, a report claimed that Kim Jong accumulated an estimated of $2 billion through sophisticated cyber attacks. The numbers are striking. The question is, how does North Korea pull this off? How adequate is its cyber operations division? North Korea has cybercrime. In fact, it has dedicated universities for it, like the Miriam College or the University of Automation. Close to 100 high-performing hackers graduate from there every year. What are they taught? Dissecting Microsoft Windows operating systems, creating destructive computer viruses, and coding in various languages. These hackers have been recruited into the military and trained to manage tactical planning systems. These hackers are a strategic weapon. They are deployed anytime Kim faces a gas crutch. Their competence can be seen from infamous story of 2017, when 340,000 computers was compromised in 150 countries. How does it happen? By targeting the vulnerabilities in the Microsoft Windows operating system. And who was behind this attack? All evidence indicated the hand of North Korea's hacking army. The army has its own base. It is called Barrow 121, a base of North Korean most talented computer expert. They works in cohesion with the General Bureau of Reconnaissance, which is North Korea elite spy agency run by the military. The authorities call it the secret war. Only that which is in existence is not a secret. North Korea has different sources too. China is North Korea's biggest trade partner. Overall trade is not the only source. They have mining operations like steel iron and coal cobalt. North Korea sells them to Beijing, and in return they get much needed revenue for missile. Source number 3, weapon sales. North Korean economy is basically being run on weapons production. Hence they sell at black market across Asia and Africa. Egypt has their ship from North Korea, which was carrying around 30,000 PZ-7 rocket-propelled grenade on board. Sales from weapons, you can imagine how much money it brings. Source number 4. Drugs. North Korea has a large illicit drug industry. These drugs are smuggled all over the world. A good significant source of hard currency. Source number 5. Overseas slave labor. According to my own recent research, North Korea has over 2.6 million slaves sent to abroad. These so-called slaves are sent abroad. U.S. State Department says it's over 60 countries, but 80% of these labor go to Russia and China. And how much money do they generate for the country? According to the diplomat, it's anywhere between $150 million to $300 million per year. That's a huge figure and a short source of hard currency made over slave labor. And it accounts for 7 to 8% of North Korea's total exports. It might surprise you, but don't be surprised. This country has the most bizarre laws in the world. A country that essentially making money from all kinds of industry for living. But can we also ask ourselves why they have to do all that they have been doing to make ends meet? Please remember to subscribe to my channel or I will send my cat to bite your hand.
Nice.
Kim is the most protected president, as you can see from this images. Your guest is good as mine. Bye. Let's see you on the next one.